Hey everyone, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking it to new heights. This is your forecast for the full moon in Virgo, which happens on March 9th, 2020 at 1:48 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 10:48 a.m. Pacific Time. What I think this full moon in Virgo is all about is about us, don't want to say creating healthier routines and having a healthier mindset. I think that's a really simple way of saying it, but I think it's a lot more than that. It's not just about us being healthy, it's about us being fulfilled. That's what this full moon in Virgo is about. It's about us having a fulfilling life internally and externally that we feel at peace about, that we feel really good about, and that we feel can help us to succeed and to grow instead of tear us down. And so that we can feel more in control and more manageable so that we can feel like our life is more in control and more manageable instead of like we are drowning underwater and all this hard stuff. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Please stay tuned if you want to hear more about that. Now, before I get started though, I just want to let you know that I do have more videos. There are more videos that I do than just these two on YouTube. I also do horoscopes every single day, every single week, and every single month on my website, www.wondergirlastrology.com, that you can check out there. You can either subscribe to my website and get those access to those videos every single day, or you can just purchase the videos as you see fit for your life and for what's going on and for what you need. But if you want to get more from me, you should check that out. Again, it's www.wondergirlastrology.com. Also, I haven't mentioned this in a really long time, but I do also offer really short daily horoscopes for free as well on horoscope.com on their daily planetary overview, that page as well, which I'll link down below in my description. So if you want more insight from me, but just for free, you can also get it there too. Please check it out. Now, what's going on today? Without further delay, the full moon in Virgo. I always like to first place it on the chart so that you can see where these things are and so that you can figure out how to interpret some of this stuff on your own without me. Because that's the whole point. To me, the best teachers are the ones that teach you how to do things without them. So that's what I'm going to do. What is a full moon? The full moon is when the moon opposes the sun. So where's the moon in the chart? The moon is right here in Virgo, and it's opposing the sun here, which is in Pisces. Okay, what are full moons all about? Full moons are a lot about ending things. And if not about ending things, they're about stepping into or completing things. What are we ending or completing? Virgo things, because the moon is in Virgo. What does Virgo have to do with? It has to do with our job and daily routines. The good old working class 9-to-5 job falls into Virgo that you get. What else does Virgo have to do with? It's a Mercury ruled sign, our mindset, the way that we think about our lives and put all the pieces together. Okay, what else does Virgo have to do with? Our strategy and plan, how we strategize and plan to get things done on the day-to-day. Other things that Virgo has to do with our health, the health of our body, our physical health. Okay, what are we ending in this interpretation? We are ending an old job. Maybe some of us are ending jobs, okay? But I want to think about this in more of a metaphorical sense. We're ending an old set of daily routines, an old way of existing on the day-to-day. And not only are we ending an old set of daily routines that wasn't healthy, that was frustrating, that was hard to get a handle on, okay? Not only are we ending an old set of daily routines that we did not like, wasn't good for us, we're also ending an old mindset that wasn't healthy for us. Maybe some of us have a lot of mindsets from our lives carried over from a hard time about how things are always going to be this way. Things are always going to be bad in my life and I can never grow and I can never change and everyone hates me. This full moon in Virgo is here to break that habit, break that thought process, break that routine you don't like, that thought process that's keeping you stuck and preventing you from going and preventing you moving on. The full moon in Virgo is saying no more of that. It's also helping to break you of any old strategies, routines, plans for your life that are not supportive of your next steps. Okay. Also, again, with the health interpretation, it could also be ending a very hard time for some of us of health issues, of health struggles. Maybe our health hasn't been good. Maybe our health hasn't been good because of our mindset. We're thinking negatively about our life. So now it's coming out in our body in weird ways. And it also could be because of a really bad daily routine. Maybe not only is our mindset crappy, giving us bad health, but maybe our daily routines have been so bad that we just haven't had time to eat properly. We haven't had time to focus on our body in the ways that we need. Full moon in here is to help break that. The full moon in Virgo is to help us end the set of daily routines that's bad and not working. The mindset, not helpful. That's keeping us stuck and preventing us from growing. And the bad health habits that are preventing our body from feeling strong. Okay? They're ending that. Why are they ending that? So that we can step into what? Step into and complete what? The other interpretation of the full moon. We are ending those bad things so that we can step into a better job, a better set of daily routines that gives us life instead of sucks it away, so that we can step into a better mindset that supports our growth and our confidence and our security and our stability instead of tears it away, and so that we can be healthier with our body, so that we can physically feel stronger as well. Okay, that is the key point of the full moon in Virgo. Okay, and it's not just about us having better routines. It's not just about, let me just have a better practical existence. Let me just have a better job. Let me just have a better mindset in a logical way. Let me just logically rationalize this. Let me just, well, if I do this on the day-to-day instead of this, and if I go to the gym and eat these fruits and vegetables, logically, this is going to make sense. And it's not just about that. It is about that, but not just about that. Just as important. Why? Because this full moon is opposite Neptune, which is conjunct the sun. And what is Neptune about? Your spirit, your soul, your emotions, all the things in life, especially with the North Node in Cancer that you cannot see, touch, and feel. So this isn't just let me have a different set of daily routines that logically make sense. Let me have a different perspective on my life that logically makes sense, which Virgo likes to do. It's not just let me have a healthier fitness routine that makes sense. It's about, no, how can you make the healthy fitness routine resonate with your soul, feel good, fulfill you? How can you combine the health of your body with the spiritual practice? Okay, it's not just about that, but it's how can you have a mindset that doesn't just logically make sense, but that feels right. There is the marrying at this full moon of the body with the spirit, the body with the soul, the practical existence of daily life with a higher connection to God, universe, source, whatever it is that you want to say. There is this thing at this full moon that's saying, sure, we want to create healthier situations in our life away from all the junk of all this old stuff that simply just isn't functioning anymore and isn't working for us. Sure, we want to create healthier situations, routines, mindsets, plans, but if we're only focusing on the routines, the mindsets, plans without the X factor, without the spiritual needs, the soul needs, the emotional needs, we're going to feel lost and we're going to feel confused and we're not going to feel right. So the full moon in Virgo is saying we have to balance that right. We have to get the right job, strategies, daily routines, mindsets, health that functions and that works well, but that comes from a really deep place, true place that's in touch with our divine spirit and soul in order to move on. Because I think that we have lived life for way too long from a place of I think we've lived life for way too long, especially with the Saturn Pluto stuff going on, from a place of responsibility, from a place of hard work, and from a place of overwhelm, do I want to say? I think we've done that. And this full moon in Virgo is saying no more of, especially with the South Node in Capricorn, living a life doing things on the day-to-day, having a mindset just to survive, just to get through, just because it's what you think you should do. Gone are those days. We have to come out of that time and we have to move on. Now, if I wanted to go back and maybe give some more context before I go any further about the Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter stuff, just because I do not feel like I did it enough justice, I'm going to go back and start from there. Okay, why? That's always the question that I like to ask with astrology. Why is a different routine necessary? Why is a different mindset necessary? Why do we need healthier stuff going on? Well, the Saturn Pluto, and Capricorn. Saturn, Pluto, Capricorn is a rare alignment, only happens once every 35, 36 years. It happened last year. We're still dealing with it. What was Saturn and Pluto about for the last year? Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn for the last year was about us overcoming decades of old chapters in our life. Old chapters that either we did not like, were very bad for us and made us feel bad, or that we've simply outgrown. Okay, so for the past year, we've been outgrowing, overcoming these old things. Not only was overcoming the past 30, not only was the past decades themselves hard, Saturn and Pluto, but also the overcoming of the decades was also hard. And the past few decades and the overcoming has allowed a lot of stuff to cloud our perspective of ourselves, to cloud our vision of the future, to cloud our understanding of life, to screw up our daily routines. It's brought so much of this change in our life the past year to just get in a better place has brought a lot of hard things. And now that with Saturn and Pluto already came exact, now that the change in our lives, the direction of our lives, to put it in a place that's different than the past 35 years, and that's better. Now that the change has already happened, okay? And now that we are in a very different place, which I think really came about at the new moon in Aquarius about a month ago. Now that the change has already happened, Saturn and Pluto came exact, new moon in Aquarius. Now that the change in our life has already happened to overcome decades-long struggles, decades-long chapters that we don't like, that we've outgrown. Now that that has happened, now that we've finished with all that, and now that we're in a different place, a different future without all that, Moon in Virgo, we have to clean out all of the stuff that's attached onto our being, our spirit, our soul, our body. We have to cleanse it, and we have to give ourselves a clean slate. Like, that's almost how I also might see this full moon in Virgo. It's like a clean slate from which to build on in the future in a healthier way and in a more refreshed way that's more in tune with who it is that we really are. So that maybe not quite at this full moon in Virgo, but so that at the new moon in Aries, which is the astrological new year, the next new moon, so that we can start to build our lives from a different place with more passion, with more excitement than we have been. So I'm trying to decide if there's anything else I want to clarify about that before going into some more of the alignments happening at this full moon. I don't know, I really think that's the story here. The past 35 years, and especially the past year or two, we've accumulated a lot of baggage emotionally in our lives and physically in our existence that has prevented us, or that has now started to prevent us from growing, that has now started to prevent us from moving forward, especially because we are now in a very different place than what we once have been, because our lives have changed. And this full moon in Virgo is about us kicking all of that, not only emotional baggage, but all of the baggage as well in our physical existence and in our mindset, so that we can create better, healthier routines from here on out, and experiences that truly align wholeheartedly with our spirit, with our soul, and get us in our core. Could feel weird with the Sun conjunct Neptune for that to happen. You know, Sun conjunct Neptune can bring like a feeling of haziness, Neptune, sometimes of confusion. A lot of times it can bring haziness and confusion because the old identity has to go with the Sun involved. It could bring a sense of haziness, confusion, and sadness at this full moon, which is kind of weird because we're stepping into healthier things in life. We really are. We're stepping into a new chapter in our life with Jupiter near Sun. We're stepping into a better, newer, healthier thing in our lives. But with the Sun Neptune, we could feel sad. We could feel emotional about it. We could Why are we feeling sad and emotional? We're feeling sad and emotional because the old way of being, even if it was a bad way of being, is going. And there can be this sense with the Sun conjunct Neptune of loss and of grieving the past. I have to grieve my old life, my old identity. I don't really like it to begin with. I don't really want it anymore to begin with, but there's a sense of heaviness and sadness. Okay. So at this full moon, we could be feeling very, very sad, even though it's extremely positive and helpful, and I like where things are going from here on out. Okay. Not only could we be sad about the old identity that we're losing, but we could be sad and confused about the new identity that we're building. Because in order for us to do things differently, healthier in another space, we're going to have a different way of seeing things as well. So there's a lot of this stuff going on at the full moon in Virgo. I'm going to finally step into a healthier existence of my life. Not only works externally, but feels right internally. And it's sad because in order for me to do it, I have to let the old go. I have to grieve the old things that I no longer have or want. And I have to figure out what the new thing is and adapt. And adapt and experience myself and my life very differently in ways that I haven't before. Hard, confusing, but really good at the same time, helping to clean a lot of things out. Okay, at the same time that this is going on, this full moon, we also do have the moon itself in Virgo making a trine over here to like everything in Capricorn. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, which is actually a really good alignment. So I'm like, even if we are grieving an old life, sad about an old life, you know, trying to figure out what our identity is in this different space without all this baggage from the past, even though there's a lot of this emotional stuff going on, this is an extremely positive alignment. This is about us. I mean, these are two earth signs. This is about us managing. What does Capricorn and Virgo like to do? Managing our lives better, making things happen, getting things done in new, different ways that we need to move forward, feeling more solid, creating better situations that we really want, that we really resonate with us. So I'm like, even if at this full moon, we are sad, emotional about the past, about what we're losing, about who we're being next, because we're stepping into something unknown that we have to create. There's so many good things that are coming, that are right around the corner, that this is going to bring to us. And it's going to bring healthy experiences, better mindsets that are going to help us grow instead of hold us back. And that are going to make us feel more at peace in our lives, and that are going to help us manage our lives and put it in some new, different, better direction that we need to move forward with more certainty, clarity, and stability. Another reason why I believe that is because Mercury at the time of this full moon is stationing to go direct in Aquarius. So once we mourn the old identity and let whoever we need to be next for this next chapter of life, without all the bad stuff weighing us down, once we do that, we are more of an idea of our future, more of an idea, Mercury, Aquarius, about what's next and about who we need to be and about how we can move forward more freely doing what needs to be done. There's confusion and there's sadness about the loss of an old identity, but the confusion and sadness about the loss of an old identity is what's bringing the excitement, the clarity, and the push for better situations from here on out that are more in tune with who we are. Okay, at the same time that's going on, we've also got, don't want to save that one for last. We've also got Venus here in a conjunction with Uranus, making a sextile to the North Node in Cancer. This is another good alignment. So right now, the only hard one, I think, is the Sun conjunct Neptune. Okay, with Venus conjunct Uranus, this is good. Why? Because Venus loves to be in Taurus. It's at home in Taurus. What is Taurus about? Stability, security, with what? Relationships, money, our own selves. So with Venus and Taurus, we are starting to feel, now that we are clearing out all of the old junk from the past 35 years of our lives, and from the past 2 or 3 years, now that we're clearing out all of that junk and coming into healthier experiences, Venus and Taurus is helping us to feel more stable, more secure, more confident with relationships, with money. It's helping us to feel better, to improve those things. And with Venus conjunct Uranus, it's helping us to break free from anything that isn't working with relationships and money and to move forward on things that are going to work with relationships and money in a way that feels better. For those of you who are curious about relationships, this is not a bad relationship alignment. This is a good one. This is about us getting enlightenment about what we need with relationships, money, and our own self to feel stable, secure, and free, and about us making it happen. The hard thing at this full moon is not the relationship component. The hard thing at the full moon is the emotional stuff from the past that we're having to mourn, grieve, and let go of. But we got a lot of support to let go of it, and it really is about time. I don't even think that's that bad. Okay? The relationship money stuff is starting to improve. Our own self-worth starting to improve. Feeling better, feeling free, stable, secure, solid. The other thing that's going on too is we've got Mars in Capricorn, sextiling the Sun and Neptune, and about to conjunct Jupiter. So what is this bringing? More excitement, Mars conjunct Jupiter, about our life and about what's next and about what we're building, so that we can build it in a way that we feel more at peace about, and that's more true to us. There's something that's going on at this full moon in Virgo that is just, it's helping us break old habits, bad routines, bad mindsets, bad thoughts, bad health practices that maybe once were good, but that are now no longer meant for us and that are now holding us back. And it's helping us to create newer ones that are going to help us see our future more clearly, do things more effectively, move forward with more excitement, creating something that we feel more at peace about, that helps us have more stable and secure relationships, have more self-worth and more confidence, and to help us manage our money better. We're getting our mojo back. We're getting our excitement back for a new phase of life that's going to start at the new moon in Aries. And we're letting go of all the things that don't work. It could feel confusing, sad, and emotional because of what we're letting go of, the past, even though it wasn't really that great to begin with, and even though we don't really want it. And we can feel confusing, sad, and emotional and have to grieve the past. But if you just do it, which there's so much support to do, things are going to be better. Another reason why that is because we've also got Chiron at this time in a square with the nodal axis, the south node in Capricorn and the north node in Cancer. And what are squares to the nodes about? Well, sure, they're about choices, us consciously making choices to turn things around for the better towards other situations that we need, north node in Cancer, but it's also about turning points. Turning points also kind of happening on their own in some way. And what turning point is happening? Well, with Chiron involved, what does Chiron have a lot to do with? Chiron has a lot to do with our fears, our insecurities, our worries, our vulnerabilities, where we feel raw and wounded in life. And with Chiron coming into a square with the nodal axis, we're experiencing major turning points with our wounds, with our fears and insecurities. They're turning a corner where the things that we used to be worried, fearful, insecure about in an old way in our lives are no longer hurting us anymore. There are just so many things to me in the astrology at this full moon in Virgo that are confirming here that this is about resetting our lives across the board. Overcoming old baggage, old hurts, old fears, old insecurities, and not letting it get to us anymore so that we can be stronger, more solid, more confident in our lives, and so that we can turn a major corner. Turn a major corner and turn a major page in our lives so at the new moon in Aries, sneak peek, next video, we can start brand new, fresh, a fresh start. We can. The new moon in Aries is about new chapter, new book, new story, new page. Moving forward on it without all this old stuff bringing us down. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the inside degree for this full moon. Because I really love this one, and then I'm going to pull a card. To me, this is such an important degree that explains so much. I'm reading the inside degrees on my computer. You can get it on the website, or you can buy the book. They're the inside degrees by, I think you pronounce it Elias Lonsdale. 19 degrees Virgo. It says, big things and little things trade places. Big things become off-screen, too demanding, formidable, and oppressive. Little things become unquenchably full of life, and they're to be entered upon with passionate conviction. Little things proliferate wildly. If there's any sign that loves the little things, it's Virgo. The way that I see those two sentences so far, is that I feel like in the past few years of our life, or decades of our lives, we have become overwhelmed by big, heavy, responsible things. I have so much responsibility. I have to make sure this is happening in my life, and my life is going in this direction, and this is working. We have gotten so overwhelmed by so many big, heavy things in our life that we have forgotten the sheer pleasure and the sheer joy of the little things, the sheer pleasure and the sheer joy of the mundane. And to me, this full moon in Virgo, which this explains so beautifully, is about the big things in life no longer worrying us anymore. It's about a weight being lifted off of our shoulders so that all these heavy responsibilities about our life and where it's going are released. And we start to attack the small things with renewed vigor, renewed passion, and renewed excitement. And where the little things themselves start to become big, not big in a bad way, big, heavy responsibility, but the little things become big because there's so much that we can achieve by doing small things that we weren't able to achieve before, now that we have unloaded our emotional, spiritual backpack, unloaded all our junk from our life, and moved on. It says the inside degree, each little thing grows very big. Incarnation, embodiment. We're truly able to embody the small things, to embody our life in this moment without fear and loathing and wishing and hoping. There's something about this full moon in Virgo that's like, just live in the moment. Live in the moment right now. Appreciate every little small thing for what it is. How Virgo is that? There's beauty in pouring a cup of coffee. If you're living your life every day like you love to live it. There's beauty in waking up every morning, hitting your alarm clock. There's beauty every day in taking your kids to school. I wouldn't really know, but there's beauty every day in the small things. And I think this full moon in Virgo is about the things that used to annoy you. It's about finding renewed passion and renewed life for these things that used to annoy you so that we can appreciate the small things. Also, this inside degree says you have a craft, a fine touch of beholding, witnessing, and responding to each facet of life unto itself. So I think at this full moon, we're also starting to get back, I don't know if I want to say like an artistic sensibility, maybe with the moon opposite Neptune. We're starting to get back more of our own artistic sensibility, our own personal touch to make every moment of life special and to master it in some way. Okay, and I think that's what I'll read there. Yeah, the last sentence, to light up the jewels of life and let them arise everywhere. To realize that what life is a treasure. Every moment is a gift. It was hard for us to feel like every moment was a gift the past few years when everything was life and death. But now that we have made a bunch of necessary adjustments in our lives and it's not so life and death anymore, this full moon in Virgo says, stop, smell the roses, enjoy the beauty that's all around you, and live from a more centered, heart-based, soul-based place because it's there for the taking. Now more than it has been in a very long time now that our lives are in just a different place. Now your card for the full moon is the Page of Cups. Upright. I love this card. This to me is about a new emotional chapters and about us feeling better about our lives, more creative, more intuitive, more at peace, more refreshed. Although the page, when I say new, this isn't brand new emotional chapters. This, to me, the ace is more about feeling something we've never felt before. To me, the Page of Cups is just about us feeling good. So feeling renewed. So maybe I shouldn't say this is about new emotional chapters. This is about us feeling good. Maybe the way that I might see this card is us waking up from like a really deep sleep or a really hard sleep in some way. I think we're starting to, this Page of Cups, like wake up feeling more refreshed, feeling better, I like it. And about figuring out what we need to feel that better place. The bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands, upright. This is another good card about us feeling like we've reached a pretty big milestone moment where we can feel successful and where we can celebrate. I like this full moon. Relationships and money look good if you ask me. Your confidence and your self-worth looks good. Your job and your daily routines looks better, more healthier. Your soul's coming back to life, if you will. We're living healthier. So many good things. The only hard thing about this new moon is that we're just having to let go of the past, which is a good thing anyways, even if it feels hard in the moment. And these two cards are echoing because we are letting go of a lot of old things that aren't working and coming into better times. We're feeling happier, more creative, more intuitive, more at peace, more refreshed. That is cause for celebration. Cause for celebration because we've reached a big milestone moment. Do something at this full moon that makes you feel good, that you can celebrate about. So that is your forecast for the full moon in Virgo. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.